On the all-time list of weirdest culture wars, this one's got to rank pretty high. And for one company, an iconic company, the price that it is paying is also very high. Here's the bottom line, at least we think. Cracker Barrel has updated its logo. You see it right there. The redesigned logo and decor, whether you love it or hate it, is change. It's pretty standard for companies to update from time to time, but not according to MAGA. The right is now calling the chain woke, and the stock price fell off a cliff today over it. Some of them are upset that they took away Uncle Herschel. The president's son asked, what the F is wrong with them? One MAGA account with nearly 4 million followers said that the CEO should face charges for this crime against humanity.
Oh, God.
And a MAGA podcaster took it one step further.
Dramatic.
And got rid of the cracker and the barrel. They erased the white guy sitting outside of the Cracker Barrel store.
In the entire universe.
White
I cannot
people
believe
are
they
about
can't even
to
handle
riot.
this.
It's getting sticky because the CEO of Cracker
Poor
Barrel
little weaklings.
is as woke as they come. She's destroying a great American brand.
Oh, well, get over it.
I don't know if this is satire or what, but yeah, I guess they got rid of the cracker, his words, and the barrel at the same time, and so now it's about to be Civil War Part 2 in the country. Make it make sense.
First off, I think it's wrong to paint this as MAGA world is outraged. Sure, there are people in that sphere that are, but I've seen a lot of folks who have no allegiance or alliance to MAGA that have complained about this. And why? It's because there's a
May I also add, what a perfect timing for Jennifer Welch over at I've Had It to mention Cracker Barrels right before this. How she was saying, oh, you guys need to
get your fat out of the Mexican restaurant. Get your fat over to Cracker Barrel.
And all these MAGA people were like, well, I love Cracker Barrel. They're the best ever in the world. Well, they would never let us down. Who doesn't love Cracker Barrel? And now look at this. Just a day later, you guys are freaking out. You little wusses are like, oh, it's poor you. Oh, what did he say? She pressed charges. Oh, God. Such perfect timing on Jennifer Welch's part.
resistance to change, specifically a resistance to changing things that aren't broken. And Cracker Barrel works because Cracker Barrel is consistent. When you go on a road trip, you know that you're going to get good food at a good price at the next exit. And you can go in and you have the kitschy decor. It makes you feel like you're at home or in grandma's living room. That's what people want. They don't want bland, boring, cookie cutter, minimalist places that feel like fill-in-the-blank fusion restaurants.
I believe you. I believe that you believe that.
Did you all get that?
But I have to point out there are two main things. One, Cracker Barrel has not been doing well. I hate to break it to you, but long before all of this, going all the way back to, from my look at this graphic, July 2021 or thereabouts, the stock has been in decline, okay? So this is a brand that's been in trouble for some time. But then on top of that, listen, it's not just me saying it's MAGA, okay? Here's Byron Donalds, a sitting Republican congressman. He says, in college, I worked at Cracker Barrel in Tallahassee. I even gave my life to Christ in their parking lot. Their logo was iconic. Their unique restaurants were a fixture of American culture.
How freaking comedic. How just humiliating for him, but Byron Donalds, really, of all people, to stand there and say, well, I have such a hit. Wow, that is, oh my God, too funny. I mean, these MAGA people, I swear, you can't even make this shit up.
No one asked for this woke rebrand.
Oh my God, who the freak gets baptized in a Cracker Oh my God, that is so hilarious.
It's time to make Cracker Barrel great again.
Not
a woke rebrand?
Not everything is woke. I think we're abusing the term a little bit too much where it's losing its meaning, and that's really important because some things actually are woke and we should call it like it is. However, in this case, from a marketing perspective, if revenues are declining, you gotta switch it up, you gotta implement a new strategy. But who at that round table was thinking to themselves, yes, let's go back to the minimalism of 5 years ago that is sterile and bland and neutered, and let's rob this iconic, timeless company company of all of its character and charm and fun history and country vibe. That's not super smart. Maximalism is the moment. And also Gen Z, we love Cracker Barrel.
There's a lot of bad corporate decision making happening.
But isn't
probably
that capitalism?
Right.
Aren't
they allowed to make mistakes?
And the market will
decide.
decide.
Supposed to stand
And the market will
private
decide.
companies to be able to make their own decisions about their strategy, their offering, their brand, evolving to meet their consumers' needs. And by the way, the 4 Cracker Barrels that actually already underwent this transformation of the new branding apparently are doing very well and are meeting earnings. So to your point,
so to your point, let me play what the CEO said because she kind of spoke to that. Let's listen to this.
I think what's important is that we are listening to our guests. We're doing this all for them. What they've said is they love the new seating. We're adding in booths, making the chairs more comfortable. But what's important is things that people love about Cracker Barrel, the soul of Cracker Barrel is not changing. The rocking chairs are still there, the fireplace is there, the peg game, all the things that make Cracker Barrel, the vintage decor, it's still there and it's working. The results affirm that we're headed in the right direction.
What if all the customers are coming at you hard enough about the look of the restaurant and they want to go back to the old way? Would you do it?
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing.
There you go.
She's woke. I mean, you say not everybody in MAGA is part of this. Well, welcome to what it feels like to have been a moderate Democrat for the last 10 years, when anything the most lunatic person on the left said was assigned to absolutely everyone on the other side.
But I have to say, the president's son, this is not just like a lunatic.
You know what's funny about that is he lying. He don't know nothing about Cracker Barrel. He did not grow up with Cracker Barrel. He has no clue. They're not dipping the crackers into caviar. He don't know nothing about what he's talking about. He has no clue. There's a lot of people. This is the thing that annoys me about this the most. Is just stop giving them stuff to cry about. I get it. This whole thing, I understand that the want is to continue to move and all of this, but now we get stuck on another meaningless culture war when there's real stuff that's actually going on.
On a serious note, and I'm sorry to have interrupted you, Terry, but on a serious note, the undercurrent of a lot of this is that this is a company that no longer has a policy of not hiring LGBTQ people, that has tried to create a workplace environment that is welcoming to all of its employees. And for that reason, people like right-wing activist Robbie Starbuck are saying that they are woke. There is an undercurrent that if you acknowledge the existence and perhaps the humanity of people who are LGBTQ or whatever, then suddenly you become woke and suddenly you become entitled to this kind of backlash.
This is a weird fringe on both sides. Most people just want breakfast. They really don't want to fight about who's, and they're live and let live. We are fair-minded, decent people who are mostly live and let live. You see somebody who's maybe different from you at the Cracker Barrel, you're going to storm out.
It's funny.
How dare they have somebody who's gay in there?
They don't want pandering, and I will say the reaction to this is
to hire someone.
Well, I actually
by basically saying that we're going to be overtly progressive in our posture.
But they're allowed. That's a corporate decision that they are allowed to make. And if people don't want to go eat there, they don't have to. But to attack the company, to do this cancel culture thing, which I thought the right opposed cancel culture.
Love it.
I thought they opposed, supposedly, right? I thought they opposed grievance politics. I thought they opposed victimization. I thought they opposed all of these binaries. But now all of a sudden, they don't like this company because it's too woke, and they want to cancel the company.
By the way, a couple of things. Number one, I actually don't agree that it's just the fringe of the right. I think the president and other people, they run on these culture war issues. They took Sydney Sweeney and the entire discourse around Sydney Sweeney and blew it up when they needed a lifeline from everybody's laser focus on other things. I think that the culture war issues right now are actually steroids to the people that want to use the changing of America and the perceived changing of America as ammunition to ram through all of these policies. I think that there's a definite through line between this right here.
I think most
someone who lives in the Midwest
just want a normal revolution. You don't think most Americans just want normal? Because what Cracker Barrel had before.
Well, what's abnormal? I don't get.
I don't know what the average American is.
Well, what's the average American?
To rip a logo that didn't need to be changed.
Well, all right,
But that's not up to you. That's not up to MAGA.
We don't know why they changed the logo. I don't understand. I mean, the assumption here is that they took the white guy off the logo, but maybe they just changed the logo and simplified it. I don't know. I mean, we just actually don't know.
Rebrands.
But now the lobby
five
looks
different
like Holiday
logos,
Inn, which is weird.
People don't have to like the logo, and maybe they'll change it back. But like, it's.
Pete, you were saying.
Well, I just wanted to say, as someone who actually lives in the Midwest, in the heartland of
Pete,
America, I have a lot of friends.
I'm sure you have a lot of friends calling you over this.
Who are watching tonight when they saw the intro and we were going to talk about Cracker Barrel. My phone blew up.
All two
and
of your
they said,
friends.
"I am so angry. I hope you express that anger." They're actually, they're in touch with what people are talking about and upset with.
Have they gone to Cracker Barrel in the last year?
I haven't asked them, but I'm sure
I
they
think
have.
that's very important because I do think that there are a lot of people who are going to get angry about these things, but they're not stepping foot in a Cracker Barrel.
So you think this rebrand is going to get people in the door?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the CEO is saying that it has been positively received by people who are actually coming in the restaurant.
I will tell you this, though. This rebrand is buying Cracker Barrel publicity that they could not have dreamed of. Now, what
a falling stock.
I mean, this is free publicity, so of
what
course,
the consumer does after that, I know I'm probably going to check it out. I say that all the way. I say Brother Barrel. I say put a brother on the side and just go all the way to really get people talking. If this gets under your skin,
God,
let's go more.
Imagine
Let's go crazy
they would be
with
off their rockers. Oh my Jeebus. But you know, put a Mexican and a black guy on there. Oh my God, they would just fucking lose it. They would lose it. They would lose their shit. Here's what's wild about this so-called Cracker Barrel logo scandal. It's not really about pancakes or a chair or even Uncle Herschel. It's about how fragile identity feels in America right now. Think about it. A restaurant tweaks its logo and suddenly it's a 5-alarm fire about wokeness. That's not marketing outrage. That's cultural anxiety dressed up as branding debate. And here's the irony this time. Cracker Barrel wasn't exactly untouched sacred brand. Their stocks have been sliding for years. The company's trying to modernize because capitalism is forcing them to. You know what they're doing? They're fighting for survival. But in the culture war echo chambers, that basic business decision morphs into Civil War Part 2. The disconnect is insane. I mean, what's even crazier is how selective the outrage is. McDonald's and Taco Tits kids are fucking making outrage over Cracker Barrel. I mean, when's the last time any of them have actually eaten there? Do you really think Don Pissat Jr. has ever traded his caviar spoon for a peg game at exit 214 off the I-95? No, they're not defending biscuits. They're defending a myth, a nostalgic Norman Rockwell painting of America where nothing changes and identity feels safe. And here's the K-I-C-K-E-R. This isn't about Cracker Barrel at all. This is about weaponization of nostalgia. Every culture war fight, from Eminem's shoes to Disney princesses to now breakfast foods. It's all the same script. Take a minor corporate decision, blow it up as proof that your world is under attack, and suddenly people forget to ask real questions about like wages or healthcare or why veterans are freezing on the steps of empty federal buildings. The outrage is cheap, the consequences are quite expensive, and so the next time you hear somebody yelling about Cracker Barrel being too woke, don't get stuck debating rocking chairs, okay? Recognize the playbook. Nostalgia is being sold as patriotism, outrage is being packaged as authenticity, and culture wars are being used to keep people busy fighting about logos while ignoring who's actually cashing out in the background. Gee, I wonder who that could be. Bottom line? Well, the bottom line is this isn't about Cracker Barrel. It's not about Cracker Barrel changing its brand at all. It's about America struggling to deal with the change itself. And until we recognize, we'll keep mistaking comfort food for cultural collapse.
They got your data, dumbass.
Do not come. Do not come.